exciting what we can do here in this business?
Yeah.
Right? Like, give it up for Jordan Burns, right? This guy is a star. I've never seen someone work harder on month end than this guy.
Amen.
5,000 in the guy made like $4,000 in one day. Right? Amen. That's what I'm talking about. And he did it with 3 people. It was a lot easier with 20.
It is a lot.
But
That was good.
right? Yeah.
That was good.
You'll have 20 one day.
Yeah.
A few years from now.
It's cute.
It's getting
How
hard
long is
time.
with this number?
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about closing life. You'd think I'd talk about being RVP, but Ian said, nope, don't do that, right? We'll leave it up to Jordan. But hey, we're going to talk about closing life tonight, and just going to start this out with you guys. So just a quick question, right? If you guys were in the market for a boat, right? Nice boat, perhaps this one on the screen. Right? And there was one boat at one dealer for $10,000, and there was another boat at a different dealer down the road. Same boat, identical interior, everything's the same mirror, same everything. One's $20,000. Which one are you gonna buy? Are you sure?
Yeah.
You sure you're sure?
$10,000.
Okay. Now, let's say, don't, I thought you were going to change the slide, don't do that. But let's say, okay, you're like, okay, I got to go talk to my wife, right? You got to bring her back to the kitchen table or the desk there, right, to close the deal, right, for the boat. And then they go and they say, the one that's $10,000 is guaranteed to sink at some point, and the one that's $20,000 is guaranteed to float. Now which one are you buying?
20.
You're sure?
Yeah.
It's more money though. But it's guaranteed to work, right? And why did I bring that up? Because this is exactly how people's group insurance works at their job. It's guaranteed to sink at some point, especially when they need it most. The only way that it works is if you drop dead at work that day, pretty much. Almost every other scenario, right, you are going to lose that insurance. And let me ask you guys a question. If you guys bought life insurance, would you want it to pay out when you die no matter what?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So you're saying you want the more expensive boat?
Yes.
Awesome. So that was very clear to you guys, right?
Yeah.
And I'm talking to you guys about closing group life insurance. It is honestly the easiest thing ever for people that actually care about their family and aren't cheap as can be, right? Because is it going to be cheaper? It's going to be guaranteed to be cheaper about 95% of the time at their job. But the thing is it's also guaranteed to sink at some point. So I'm going to talk to you guys about why this is. And a lot of you are probably thinking like, dang, Mike, that makes sense to me, but I can never seem to close against group insurance at the kitchen table. And it's because maybe you don't fully believe it yet. Maybe you fully don't understand it yet. And my job today is to get you to understand and get you to believe what we believe. Because I don't know about you, but when I sit down with people with group insurance, I close every single time. I know when John Cooper sits down with people with group insurance, he closes every single time. I know people like Shane Douglas and Jordan Burns, if they have group insurance, boom, it's done. If you can make it simple to understand for the client, they're going to move forward. And I'm going to go through that with you guys tonight. So why should you have your own policy opposed to relying at work? 4 reasons. Number 1 is the trend in employee benefits, right? You guys would agree it's not like the old days where you just work somewhere and they promise you like a pension, they'll pay for all your benefits. You know, if you work here for 40 years, you'll never have to do anything again for the rest of your life, right? Is it like that anywhere out there anymore? No, right? It's the exact opposite. They're stripping benefits away from you left and right. You see it on the news. The employees are shouldering more and more of the burden, right? It's on you're paying for your insurance now. People switch from job to job to job because there is no guarantee at the end anymore, right? And at any point they can take it away, right? We have Josh Christian over at our Rochester office, regional vice president. He used to be a Detroit cop, right? Overnight, they cut his pay in half, froze the pension, right? Is that really guaranteed? It's not in this world anymore, because if all these other businesses aren't doing it, they don't have to. Does that make sense? They don't need to do it to compete for you to work there because there's so many people applying for jobs, right? It's just a supply and demand kind of thing. If they needed employees, maybe they'd have to offer more stuff. It's just not the world we live in today, right? So the trend in employee benefits, you guys would agree, I asked the client, would you agree that you don't, want to bet your family's financial future against a clear and obvious trend that you cannot control? Would you agree with that? Do you think anyone's going to say no if they actually care about what happens potentially to their kids or their spouse? Right? The second thing, working there, right? You have to work there to get the benefit. Well, that's pretty clear, right? But what are the odds? What are the odds in your lifetime that you don't switch jobs, find a better offer, get laid off, quit, want to go do a different career, your spouse gets an amazing job offer in a different state, you got to move and find something new, and all of a sudden, boom, your benefits are gone like this, and maybe you're not healthy enough to get them again. Right? Do you want to put that up to chance? Right? Most people do not, right? Most people do not want to put that up to chance. Give it up to Josh and Jeannie. That was quick. That was quick. Right? That was Nate 2. Okay. How much time do I got?
2 minutes.
4 minutes. I got 4 over here. I'm going this one. But we gotta work there, right? So the odds are against you. Odds are you're also going to want to retire someday. Anybody in that game, in that arena, want to retire sometime?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to lose it. Right? So, Mr. and Mrs. Klein, does it make much sense to bet your family's financial future against those odds, right? Or do you want to make sure you have it at all times, no matter whether you're working or not? And what do you think most people say? Yeah, I'd like to have that at all times, Mike. I care about my family. Duh, right? Right? The third thing is active payroll. This is the one none of your clients know. This is the one that you need to be really good at explaining, okay? And it says if you're not on active payroll, you lose your life insurance benefit. Well, what does that mean, Mike? Well, it means if Tara gets sick or injured and she can't work and goes to disability, she went from active payroll status to disability status, which means, boom, like that, overnight her life insurance is gone. And last time I checked, statistics say most people get what first before they die?
Sick.
You sure?
Yeah.
Right? You guys have family members that happens to them too? Weird, right? Most people don't just drop dead at work. If you get sick and you're that sick, Kayla, fix the screen, please. If you're that sick that you're fighting for your life, is your biggest concern going back to that job you probably don't even want to be there anyway? Right? That is not the concern. Your odds are you're going to spend time with family, go on vacation, go get that medical treatment, and make that the priority, not your job. Would you guys agree with that?
Yes.
So you're inevitably going to go from an active payroll status to a unemployed, a disability status, short-term, long-time. You're going to have to go part-time. Then you're going to strip your benefits away. And right when you need it most, it's gone. And you're uninsurable. No one else will give it to you. Is that what you want to bet your family's financial future on? No, right? So I say, Mr. and Mrs. Client, wouldn't it make sense to have something that you own? So whether you're working or you're not, you're sick or you're not, you're healthy or you're not, you're injured or you're not, your family's taken care of no matter what. Would you agree with that, Mr. and Mrs. Client?
Yes.
Are you talking to your clients like this?
Yes.
Right? Jordan Burns is like, yes, I am. That's why I got 10 grand in premium. Right? But that's why it makes sense. That makes sense to all of you right here. I don't see anyone like standing up like, I object. Like, I don't care what happens to him. Right? That's just not the case. You got to explain it like that. Right? And then the living benefit rider. This is a big deal. What do I mean? What's the living benefit rider? The living benefit rider says if you, God forbid, become terminally sick, diagnosed by a physician, and you are given X amount of time to live, you can access up to 40 to 70% of your death benefit while you're alive, like prior to death. Get that accelerated to you, to go spend time with your family. Use it as income so you don't have to work. Go get alternative medical treatment. It's maybe not FDA approved, so it's not covered by your health insurance, right? All these different things that you could do. But if you were that sick and you maybe didn't have enough savings yet, would you want to have to work? No, right? No, that neither would any of your family want to have to see you work. They'd want to spend time with you. You'd want to spend time with them. That's going to give you the income and the money and give you the resource to get that medical treatment, to do what you want to do, not be confined to what your job wants you to do. Right? Isn't that why you guys came here? Right?
Yes.
To be your own boss, not be told what to do, where to go, when to pee, how to eat, when to do it. Right? Right? Our clients deserve the same exact thing. We'll see you guys at the top.